Hello everybody and welcome to the first part of What If Naruto was adopted by the Uchiha Clan. I hope you enjoy this What If. Also comment, like and subscribe to the channel for more What Ifs. In the village Kohohagakure, things were in chaos. The reason for this was that the Kyuubi no Kisjin was attacking the village. Normally, the Kyuubi would be sealed within a human known as a Jinchuriki, but a mysterious masked man had taken advantage of the Jinchuriki going into labor and had ripped the Kyuubi from the seal and set him upon the village. Normally the Kyuubi wouldn't dream of attacking the village and was actually on good terms with the person he was sealed with, but the masked men placed him under a powerful genjutsu and sent him on a rampage. Now, the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, and his wife, Kushina Uzumaki were at the outskirts of the village, having managed to contain the beast and were preparing to seal it away. Minato made a string of hand signs and a complex sealing array appeared around him and Kushina. "Kushina," said Minato, "I'm going to have to use the Shiki Fujin to seal away the Kyuubi's Yin chakra while I seal the Yang chakra in myself." "Minato," said Kushina, "please think about this. Using the jutsu would cost you your soul." "It's the only way," said Minato. "I'll seal him in our son, Naruto, to protect the village. I can seal some of our chakra into him as well to give him a message when he's older." "All right," said Kushina, "but if you're going to seal him away, then let me help. With my clan's techniques, his entire being can be sealed away." "All right," said Minato, "let's begin." As Minato set up the seal, Kushina used her ability to create chakra chains to hold the Kyuubi in place. Minato then placed their son on a raised pedestal in the center of the array. Kushina made several hand signs and the sealing array for the changed and gained several added layers to the sealing formula. "Ready, Minato-kun," said Kushina, "please hurry." "Right," said Minato as he made several seals with his hands, Uzumaki-style Fuinjutsu, 10 trigram supreme seal. "No," roared the Kyuubi in defiance, "I will not be subdued." The nine-tailed fox lunged forward, aiming to impale the infant on the stand with a claw, but his attack was stopped when Minato and Kushina moved into the path, given strength by their desire to protect their only child. "Na Naruto," gasped Kushina as she held the massive claw back with her body as it impaled her and Minato. She could feel her life slipping away, so she wanted to say one last thing: be strong. Your life will be hard, but you are the son of the yellow flash and the red-hot habanero. Grow up strong and become a fine man. I love you, my Sochi. "Naruto," said Minato as he prepared complete the sealing and seal a fragment of his and Kushina's chakra into him, "I hope you can forgive me for this one day. I hope you live a good life, and always know, you are my greatest joy and treasure." With a mighty roar of defiance, the seal sucked the Kyuubi into the body of the infant Naruto, marking his stomach with the 10 trigrams seal. With the Kyuubi gone, Minato and Kushina fell to the ground as the last of their energy faded and their souls passed on into the Pure Land. Moments later, Hiruzen Sarutobi and several ANBU arrived on the scene, witnessing the remains of the Kyuubi's sealing. Solemnly, picking up the crying infant, Hiruzen headed to summon the council for an emergency meeting while the ANBU took the bodies to a more secure location for their funeral preparations. Scene XX. "Hiruzen," said Danzo as the former third Hokage walked into the council chambers, "why have you summoned us at this time? And where is the Yondaime?" "The Yondaime is dead," said Hiruzen solemnly. "He gave his life to defeat the Kyuubi and seal it away in his own child." Hiruzen held up the now sleeping form of Naruto. "This child is the savior of our village. He is the only thing keeping the Kyuubi from destroying us all." The chamber was silent for a moment before a voice from the civilian side yelled out, "So the demon is now in the body of that child? Then let's kill him and be rid of the demon forever." Shouts of agreement cried out from the rest of the civilian side of the council, but Hiruzen shut them all up with a blast of killing intent. "Silence," roared the old monkey. "I will not have you speaking this way about this child. In the absence of Minato, I will be taking my old title as third Hokage, and I hereby place a law that places the truth about this child's condition as an S-ranked secret. Anyone that speaks of it will be executed. This child is not the demon. He is the savior protecting us all from the demon." The council was silent, but even an untrained eye could see the hated glares that were being leveled at the infant in Sarutobi's arms. "So," said Kano Shinji, a portly shopkeeper on the civilian council, "what are we to do with it? Put it in an orphanage with other children." Hiruzen glared at the man, but couldn't do much, as he had not really broken his law despite his thinly veiled insults to Naruto. "That will not be necessary," said a firm voice from the shinobi side of the council. The people gathered turned and saw that Fugaku Uchiha had risen to his feet to address the group. "My wife was close to the boy's parents. I'm sure she would love to take him in." "Uchiha-sama," said one of the female civilian council members, a restaurant owner by the name of Misha Kanoda, "are you sure about this decision?" "I am quite sure," said Fugaku coldly, "unless you are implying that my thinking might be flawed in some way." The council member paled. The way that Fugaku's response was given, any objection to his decision would be an insult to him, and she didn't want the wrath of the leader of Konoha's military police force turned on her. "And never mind," said Misha as she backed down, "forgive my objection." "If there is nothing else," said Hiruzen, "this meeting is over. Uchiha-san, if you would remain behind, we will finalize the details about the adoption." "Thank you, Hokage-sama," said Fugaku. With that, the shinobi and civilians filed out of the council chamber, leaving only Fugaku and Hiruzen. "Uchiha-san," said Hiruzen, "while my question lacks the insult that the civilian council had, I must ask, are you certain about this? The child is a Jinchuriki. The people will likely see him as a pariah and the demon reborn. The people will want to make his life a living hell." "I am sure," said Fugaku, "the child is a hero for containing the beast within himself to protect the village. Mikoto and I shall raise him as our own alongside Itachi and little Sasuke. I will make sure that my clan treats him like the hero he is." Hiruzen smiled at that. "Thank you, Fugaku. But I would like to keep the truth of his heritage away from Naruto until he reaches Chunin. His parents had many enemies and I would wish to protect him from them. He will have the name Uzumaki instead of Namikaze, alongside your clan name if you wish." "In that case," said Fugaku as he took Naruto from Hiruzen's hands, "I welcome you to our family, Naruto Uzumaki Uchiha." It had been several years since the Kyuubi attack. In that time, Naruto had been raised as Fugaku and Mikoto Uchiha's son alongside Sasuke and Itachi. The villagers disliked him due to his status as a Jinchuriki, but were wary of openly expressing their hatred, due to their fear that the Uchiha police force would retaliate. Instead they settled for overcharging him and giving him the cold shoulder when they knew there weren't any Uchiha watching. Speaking of the Uchiha, things weren't at their best. Scene XX. "I'll get you, Nichan. Not on your life." Two children were running through the Uchiha compound, training their speed and agility with a game of tag that involved using chakra to enhance their legs to jump farther and run faster. The children were quite different, one being blonde with tan skin and blue eyes, and the other having black hair and onyx eyes. Their names were Naruto and Sasuke Uchiha. "Got you, Nichan," exclaimed Naruto as he tagged Sasuke, "it's my win date Bayo." "It's not fair," gasped Sasuke as he caught his breath with his hands on his knees to support himself. "You're some sort of stamina freak, Naruto." "Ha ha ha," laughed Naruto, "I'm just that awesome." Now, Naruto-kun," said a kind voice from the side, "don't tease Sasuke-kun. Not everyone has as much chakra as you." "Itachi and I," exclaimed Naruto and Sasuke as they ran over to their older brother. "I see the two of you have been training hard," said Itachi with a smile. "Of course," said Sasuke, "if we're gonna surpass you one day, we need to train as hard as we can." "Well then," said Itachi, "I'll teach the two of you something cool then." "Awesome," said Naruto, "Itachi and I is going to teach us a jutsu." "Now, Sasuke-kun," said Itachi, "watch." Itachi went through several hand signs before bringing his hand to his mouth. "Katan, Hozenka no Jutsu." Itachi shot several fireballs from his mouth that flew into the air and exploded. "Amazing, Nichan," said Sasuke. "And Naruto," said Itachi, "watch carefully." Itachi made his fingers into a cross shape, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. There was a poof of smoke and two copies of Itachi appeared next to the original. "Ah," pouted Naruto, "you gave Sasuke a cool fire jutsu, but I just get a Bunshin." "This isn't a mere Bunshin," said Itachi, "these clones are completely solid and can relay their memories to you. Try it out." "Fine," huffed Naruto, "Kage Bunshin no Jutsu." There was a huge poof of smoke and when it cleared, the lawn was filled with clones of the blonde. To say that Itachi was shocked was a great understatement. He had known that Naruto's status as a Jinchuriki and his Uzumaki heritage would grant him an immense chakra pool, but this was beyond what he had imagined. "Did I do it right?" asked Naruto. "I tried to limit how much chakra I used, just like when I train with the Bunshin." Itachi could only stare blankly at his adopted brother as his army of clones walked around the lawn. If this was the result when he was holding back, then Naruto would have to have near Kage levels of chakra. That would explain why he had so much trouble with the basic jutsu. Itachi had known he had large chakra stores as an Uzumaki, which was why he decided to teach him the Kage Bunshin, but this was just crazy. "Well," said Itachi as he composed himself again, "I want you to work on chakra control exercises with your clones until you can limit your jutsu to 2 clones at will. And Sasuke, I want you to try and build your reserves until you can use the jutsu twice in one sitting without draining yourself. If you do that, I'll teach you some better stuff." "Awesome," exclaimed Naruto as he and his clones jumped for joy. "We'll show you, Nii-chan," said Sasuke. "I'm sure you will," said Itachi with a smile. "Now, I need to get back to work. I have a meeting with the Hokage." After teaching Naruto how to dispel the clones, Itachi left via a shunshin, leaving the 2 brothers alone. "So," smirked Sasuke, "I got a cool jutsu, but you need to work on chakra control." "I can still beat you in a spar," Naruto shot back with a glare. "Oh," scoffed Sasuke, "care to prove that?" "Last I recall it was 10-8 in my favor," smirked Naruto. "Let's see if I can't fix that," said Sasuke as he got into a taijutsu stance. "I'm going to enjoy my 11th win," said Naruto as he made a cross with his fingers, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Sasuke frowned at the army of clones that Naruto summoned. Suddenly he didn't feel so sure about his odds. Nevertheless, he charged into the fray, hoping to somehow take down the original before the copies got to him. Scene XX. About 15 minutes later, the 2 boys were lying on the ground, sweaty and tired. Sasuke had managed to take out a good deal of Naruto's clones, but they eventually overwhelmed him and began beating him into the ground. It was at this time that Sasuke noticed that he could see the clones moving slower than before and that he could see the chakra of the clones, allowing him to tell which one was the original. Realizing that he had awakened the first stage of his Sharingan in this mismatch, Sasuke refocused his attacks, targeting the real Naruto while avoiding the clones. The result was the 2 of them lying on the grass, tired and sore. The fight had, surprisingly, ended in a draw. "Haa," laughed Naruto tiredly, "you were pretty good, Nii-chan. You finally awakened your Sharingan." "You weren't so bad yourself," grunted Sasuke, "you were pretty good with all those clones." "We'll both need to train more if we want to catch up to Itachi and I," sighed Naruto. "That's for sure," groaned Sasuke. "Let's make a pact here and now," said Naruto as he pulled himself to his feet. "The 2 of us will work hard and never stop until we surpass Itachi and I." "Yeah," said Sasuke as he pulled himself into a sitting position, "then I can become the Hokage." "Team," yelled Naruto, "I'm going to become Hokage." "Not if you can't even pass the tests at the academy," laughed Sasuke. "I have more chance than a dope like you." "I'll get you for that," growled Naruto as he tackled Sasuke and began to tickle him. This was the life of the 2 brothers. It was a good life, but as with all good things, they must come to an end. The brothers didn't know just how close that end really was. Ever since the day when they made that vow, Naruto and Sasuke pushed themselves to become stronger, striving to surpass each other so that they could one day meet and surpass Itachi's level. Itachi supported their efforts, even when they challenged him to the occasional spar. He would teach them some new jutsu, and if they could master the jutsu he taught them by their next meeting, he would teach them something new. Thanks to this, Naruto and Sasuke had grown in leaps and bounds, but neither could ignore the glares Naruto got whenever they walked down the street. Little did they know that their lives were about to change. Scene XX. Naruto and Sasuke were walking home after spending the evening training with a light dinner at Ichiraku Ramen. They both were getting quite good, and Sasuke was at the top of their class in terms of grades. The 2 of them were just entering the Uchiha compound when they noticed something was off. The whole compound was too quiet when they walked in. Normally, they would be able to hear the bustle of the servants or the elders talking about clan affairs, but the whole compound was quiet as a tomb. "Something's not right," said Sasuke as he and Naruto drew kunai and dropped into ready stances. Yeah, said Naruto, let's find Kaa-san and Tusan. Suddenly they felt an intense, chilling presence and turned to see Itachi standing in the middle of the walkway holding a bloody sword and bearing a cold, emotionless expression on his face. Itachi and I, yelled Naruto, what happened here? Where is everyone? You mean the clan? Asked Itachi in a cold voice. I killed them. All of them. Why? Exclaimed Sasuke, why would you do that? Simple, said Itachi as he turned his back to them, I wanted to test my skill. Team, yelled Naruto as he made a hand seal, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto created 10 clones of himself and charged his adoptive older brother. Itachi drew his sword in one quick movement and sliced through the clones, dispelling them, before punching Naruto in the gut, dropping him to the ground. Naruto, yelled out Sasuke, why, Ni-san? You are weak, Sasuke, said Itachi as he walked toward his little brother, you seek to stand at my level, but you lack the power to do so. Itachi's eyes then changed from a normal Sharingan to a pinwheel design, until you understand hatred, you will always be weak. Manjikyu Sharingan. Sasuke's eyes widened as the world around him changed, and started to scream as he was thrown into hell. Scene XX. Naruto had remained in a semi-conscious state when all this was happening and watched as Itachi placed his genjutsu on Sasuke. As Sasuke fell to the ground and Itachi turned to leave, Naruto saw something glistening fall from Itachi's eye. Was that tears? Thought Naruto, is he crying about this? Why? Be well, my Otudo, said Itachi before disappearing in a swirl of leaves using a shunshin. What's going on? Thought Naruto before he succumbed to unconsciousness and his vision went black. Scene XX. Naruto had remained in a semi-conscious state when all this was happening and, well. My host finally has decided to grace me with his presence, growled a deep voice. Who are you? Asked Naruto, and where are we? My, what an idiot I have for a host this time, said the voice in a condescending tone, this is your mindscape, a reflection of your consciousness, as for who I am, come closer and see. Naruto was curious as to what was going on, so he walked deeper into the tunnel until he saw several large bars blocking the way with 2 large red eyes glaring at him from the darkness beyond. The eyes moved closer to reveal that they belonged to the body of a gigantic orange fox with 9 tails and humanoid arms and hands. What are you? Exclaimed Naruto in fear. Puny human, growled the fox, don't you remember anything about me from your history classes? Use that brain for once in your life. Naruto thought back to the lessons at the academy that he had managed to retain and remembered a story told through the village about a 9-tailed fox that attacked the village and was killed by the Yondaime Hokage. Suddenly, Naruto was gripped with chilling fear as he realized what the fox in front of him was implying and the implications of such a fact. I see you figured it out, Gaki, smirked the fox. Why you're the Kyuubi no Kitsune, said Naruto in horror. That's right, Gaki. I'm the Kyuubi, the strongest of the Bijou, laughed the Kyuubi. But if this is my mindscape, then you're, said Naruto, trailing off as he realized the truth. That's right, Gaki, growled the Kyuubi, thanks to that accursed Yondaime of yours, I was sealed into your wretched body. Is that why everyone looks at me with those eyes, muttered Naruto, because I'm a demon. Never call yourself that, roared the Kyuubi, frightening Naruto so much that he staggered backwards and fell on his butt, a puny existence like you being compared to a demon. That's beyond insulting to my kind. Someone pathetic as you couldn't be a demon in a million years. You're just the puny human that is serving as my temporary jailer. Don't ever forget that, Gaki. Naruto nodded frantically, not wanting to further anger this demon of destruction. TCH, grumbled the Kyuubi, why did I have to be sealed in such a pathetic host? Oh yelled Naruto as his indignation outweighed his fear, it hasn't been great for me either. If it wasn't for you, people wouldn't look at me with such disgust, fuzzball. You think I wanted this? If I could I would rip you out of my body myself. The Kyuubi was silent for a moment as he glared at Naruto, but suddenly he did something shocking. He began to laugh. Ha 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 ha, laughed the Kyuubi, you have balls to speak that way to me, Gaki. Maybe you won't be as useless of a host after all. Thanks, I think, said Naruto. Now, get out, said the Kyuubi, perhaps we'll speak again, but it's about time for you to wake up. just think about it and you'll wake up. All right, nodded Naruto, see you later, Kyuubi. Just leave, idiot, growled the Kyuubi, let me rest in peace. Scene XX. When Naruto opened his eyes, he found himself lying in a bed looking at the white ceiling of a room in the Konoha hospital. Sitting up, he saw Sasuke lying in a bed next to his, still unconscious. "Ni-san," said Naruto before wincing at the pain he felt in his gut when he tried to move. Luckily, his shout was enough to wake the sleeping Uchiha and he sat up quickly, looking around in surprise. "And Naruto," croaked Sasuke, "was it a dream?" "I don't think so," said Naruto, "but why would Itachi and I kill our family?" "You heard him," spat Sasuke, "he wanted to test his skills so he slaughtered all of them and tortured me after beating you." "I don't think that's true," said Naruto. "What do you mean?" asked Sasuke, "what else could it have been?" "I don't know," said Naruto, "but something I saw." "What did you see?" pressed Sasuke. "Well," said Naruto hesitantly, "I wasn't totally out of it after Itachi dropped me with that punch. I saw him do something to you, but before he left, he said, 'Be well,' and he was crying." "Why would he say that?" asked Sasuke in a confused voice. "I don't know," said Naruto, "but I'm going to find out. Let's make another vow right here. We will train and grow until we can face our brother and beat some answers out of him." Sasuke nodded, "Until we find out the truth, we'll keep on training and growing stronger. We'll find out the truth of that night." And thus the ripples cast from the stone that fell in the lake begin to affect what would have been. What path this will take these two brothers is unknown, but from here, they will have each other. The next few years were hard for the two brothers, but the two of them found ways to stay strong. Sasuke abandoned much of his childlike innocence and gained a stoic personality to hide the pain that he felt from his loss of his family, while Naruto took a completely opposite approach. Naruto hid his pain behind a smiling mask and an idiot persona and acted the fool in public, but both brothers trained hard and pushed themselves to be as strong as they could be so they could one day achieve their goals. Thanks to things they had learned from Itachi prior to his betrayal, the two of them had begun planning things so they would be sorted into the same genin team. They knew that the top student would be placed on the team of the worst student to balance things out, so they decided to fill those roles. After much discussion, and more than a few brawls, they decided that Sasuke would work toward the spot of Rookie of the Year, while Naruto would train in secret and pretend to be the dead last so he could be placed with his brother. Now, they would finally see if their planning would be successful, as today was the day that they would graduate and be sorted into their genin teams. Scene XX. "All right class, settle down," said Iruka Umino as he walked into the classroom. Seeing that the class was still playing around, he decided to use his patented big head jutsu trademark, "Settle down." Once the class had calmed down and gotten to their seats, Iruka cleared his throat and continued, "Today is the day of the graduation exam," said Iruka. "You will be tested on basic ninjutsu and weapon usage along with a written exam. Mizuki will be passing out the written portion. You will have 45 minutes to finish." Naruto glanced at Sasuke and nodded slightly, a movement that was missed by all but a certain young Hyuga that was watching Naruto with a slight blush. The two brothers then went to their worksheets with Sasuke easily acing the written part and Naruto barely scraping by enough points to pass. Written tests weren't his thing. After handing their tests to Iruka, the students were taken outside to the academy training field and given a set of kunai and shuriken to use on the practice targets. Iruka explained that they would be judged on accuracy and speed for both tools and began to read off of the scroll of names. Sasuke glanced at Naruto and raised an eyebrow, getting a small smirk in return. Nodding slightly, the two brothers focused on the rest of the tests. Once again, a certain shy Hyuga noticed this exchange, as she had been watching the spiky blonde again, but she said nothing and simply waited for her turn. When Sasuke was called up, he pulled out his shuriken and looked at the various training dummies on the field that would serve as targets for his weapons. Flinging his shuriken out in blurs of motion, he watched as they curved through the air and embedded themselves in a single dummy after slicing through the neck areas of all the others. He then threw out his kunai at the target against the wall and filled the central bullseye with the bladed weapons. Iruka congratulated him on a perfect 10/10 for both tools and called up Naruto to go next. Naruto walked up with his shuriken and threw them almost as fast as Sasuke had, but unlike his brothers, the blades each curved to embed themselves in the heads of the different dummies. Grabbing his kunai, Naruto threw them out at the target just as fast and smirked as he heard metal clang against metal. Turning around, he saw the other students, except Sasuke of course, gaping at what they had just seen. Naruto's first kunai had embedded itself in the exact center of the bullseye and all of the others has slammed, point first, into the handle of the first, pushing the blade into the target even further. That was impressive, said Iruka. But sensei, said Sakura Haruno, one of many girls who had become enamored with Sasuke's cool and collected persona, Naruto only landed one. Actually, said Mizuki, all the kunai hit the exact same spot in the center. The rest of them simply bounced off of the first. Naruto walked back to the group and gave a barely noticeable nod to Sasuke as the rest of the group, getting a slight nod in return from his adoptive brother. After the rest of the group had taken their turns, the group headed inside one final time for the ninjutsu portion of the exam. All right, said Iruka as the students found their seats, I will call you into a separate room one at a time and you'll be judged on basic ninjutsu techniques. Iruka called the class in one at a time while the rest of the students waited. Naruto had a big grin on his face, while Sasuke looked uninterested, both of them keeping up appearances. Naruto watched as the other students were called into the next room to try their luck. When Naruto stood to take his turn, he heard a quiet voice shyly wish him luck. Looking back, he saw that the person that spoke was the quiet Hyuga girl sitting in the back of the class. Naruto gave her a big grin and was surprised to see her face take on a bright red hue as she looked down and played with her fingers. Weird, thought Naruto as he walked into the classroom. Naruto, said Iruka, let's begin the ninjutsu exam. First, please show us a henge. Sure, said Naruto as he made a ram seal with his hands, henge. A poof of smoke surrounded Naruto, and when it dispersed, standing in front of Iruka was an exact copy of the Sandaime Hokage right down to the last liver spot. Naruto even managed to copy the Sandaime's pipe and was smoking it in the exact same way the original did. Very good, said Iruka, good accuracy and attention to detail. Naruto changed back with a huge grin on his face, not noticing the hateful glint in Mizuki's eyes as the other sensei watched from his spot in the room. Next, show us a kawarimi, said Iruka as he picked up a training kunai and threw it at Naruto. The knife struck Naruto, but he vanished in a poof of smoke, replacing himself with a log that took the damage for him. When the smoke cleared, Naruto was seen leaning on the log with a cheeky smile on his face. Excellent Naruto, said Iruka as he wrote some things down, finally, please use Bunshin no Jutsu and create at least 3 clones for us. Sensei, asked Naruto, does it have to be a normal Bunshin? Yes, said Mizuki, if you can't perform the jutsu, we'll have to fail you. Actually, said Iruka, there's nothing in the rules that says it has to be a standard Bunshin. If you can make 3 clones of any kind, then you'll pass, Naruto. Naruto smirked, all right then. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Kage Bunshin, exclaimed Iruka as the room was filled with a cloud of smoke. When the smoke cleared, Iruka and Mizuki's jaws dropped as the room was filled with copies of Naruto, all of them bearing a cheeky grin on their faces. I must say that I'm impressed, said Iruka, congratulations Naruto-kun, you pass. Iruka handed a headband to an eager Naruto and watched as he ran out the door with a fond smile. Mizuki was watching as well, but his smile was far less kind. In fact, to a trained eye, it was sinister and calculating. Scene XX. After the exam, Naruto met up with Sasuke and the two of them were about to head to celebrate their graduation at a local yakiniku shop when Mizuki called Naruto over. Promising to meet up at the shop, Naruto headed over to see what his sensei wanted. Ah, Naruto-kun, said Mizuki, congratulations on passing. Thanks Mizuki-sensei, said Naruto, what's up? I just wanted to tell you about a special opportunity, said Mizuki, because you were able to master the Kage Bunshin, Iruka, and I agreed that you have qualified to take a secret exam to gain a field promotion to Chunin. The sudden opportunity seemed rather convenient to Naruto, but the blonde decided to play along. Awesome. What do I have to do? Simple, said Mizuki, if you can steal the forbidden scroll of seals and take it to the clearing near Training Ground 27, you pass. I'll be monitoring you and someone will be there to collect the scroll afterwards. All right, said Naruto, I'll meet you there Databayo. I look forward to it, said Mizuki as the blonde ran off. X scene XX. And that's what happened, said Naruto as he finished explaining the situation to Sasuke at the restaurant. So, said Sasuke, what are you going to do about it? Well, said Naruto, I was thinking of going through with it to see what Sensei has planned. Are you serious? Deadpanned Sasuke, Sensei's a chunin. He'll kill you. What's your plan then? Huffed Naruto, you always seem to have one. Well, you could at least inform the Hokage so that he knows you're not actually trying to commit a crime, said an exasperated Sasuke. Great, said Naruto cheerily, once you're done here you can do that. Wait, said Sasuke, you don't mean. Poof. Before he could finish protesting, Naruto disappeared in a poof of smoke, revealing that Sasuke had been talking with Kage Bunshin while the real Naruto was probably already making the caper. Damn it Naruto, yelled Sasuke as he threw down some money to pay for his meal before running off to the Hokage tower. X scene XX. Naruto was sitting in the clearing that Mizuki had mentioned when he received the memories from his clone. Looks like it's almost time, he said to himself. Very good, Naruto, said Mizuki as he appeared with a shunshin. Thanks Mizuki-sensei, said Naruto, so when do I become a chunin? Just hand me the scroll and I'll promote you, said Mizuki. But I thought all promotions needed the Hokage's seal of approval, said Naruto, even field promotions need a final say-so. So what are you really after? Clever brat, growled Mizuki as he pulled out a short sword, but you're giving me the scroll one way or another. Naruto smirked, we'll see. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Hundreds of Narutos filled the clearing and smirked down at Mizuki, but the chunin just looked around and sighed, so naive. As the clones descended on Mizuki, he was covered in a poof of smoke. The next instant, an explosion detonated in the midst of the clone dogpile, dispelling the army of clones that had attacked. Mizuki then jumped down from the trees and slashed Naruto across his chest, causing the genin to scream in pain and drop the scroll. Better luck next time, demon brat, laughed Mizuki as he picked up the scroll. Suddenly, he heard a hissing sound and saw that the scroll was actually a roll of paper bombs that had been lit by his exploding Kawarimi log. Before he could react, he was caught in a large explosion that tossed Naruto away from him and revealed that a kunai that the blonde was carrying was actually the forbidden scroll. Damn brat, growled Mizuki as the smoke cleared. He was covered in burns and cuts from the blast and was barely able to stand, but he slowly walked toward Naruto's thrashing body and raised his sword to impale the blonde. But before he could, he found a kunai at his throat and several swords pointed at his vital areas. Anbu, said Hiruzen as he walked up, take this man to Ibiki and Inoichi. Tell them to squeeze him dry. The Anbu restraining Mizuki shined away with their prisoner and Hiruzen picked up Naruto before rushing him to the Konoha hospital and summoning his personal doctor to look at the blonde. X scene XX. Sasuke was waiting at the hospital with the Hokage when the doctors were treating his brother's injuries. He could tell by their grim looks they had when they walked out there was something terribly wrong and he wanted to know what had happened. Report, said Hiruzen. Is my brother all right? Yelled Sasuke. We were able to stop the bleeding, said the doctor, but the blade used to cause the wound was laced with a special poison that is reacting to the boy's chakra and rejecting all our attempts to heal him. The only way to save him is to perform a transfusion of blood while we purge the infected blood from the boy's body, but we lack enough blood in the reserves to perform the operation. Then use my blood, said Sasuke, will you have enough if you use mine? Uchiha-san, said the doctor. No, interrupted Sasuke, he's my brother and I won't lose any more family. Hokage-sama, protested the doctor. If the Sasuke-kun wants to help, then we should let him, said Hiruzen. I won't have a child die because of the actions of a traitor. Very well, said the doctor as he led Sasuke into the operating room to prepare for the surgery. Sasuke was placed on a cot near Naruto and given a blood pill to help him produce enough blood to donate while also avoiding death by blood loss. The doctors connected their arms with the transfusion tube and hooked Naruto up to the reserve blood packs and began the purging of the infected blood.